1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Maybe you're listening online at sasportstar.com. Yeah, you could do that as well. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. We're scaring the hell out of people here inside the Roo Pub who had no idea a radio show was about to start.
No, they didn't know, but now they know, and it's okay. How y'all doing over there? That's good. All right. People already getting here, getting their spots for the big game tonight. National Championship, North Carolina and Kansas. Who would have thunk it?
Well, a lot of people not named Joe Reinagle.
No, not me. I have disrespected North Carolina the entire time, and they just said, you know what, JR? Take that, buddy.
Really?
Apparently.
So now you're on the North Carolina bandwagon?
I didn't say that. You know,
now you're on the North Carolina bandwagon?
It's weird because I hate to bet against them or pick them. I mean, I've picked against them literally in every game in this tournament, and they've won, obviously, every game. So what do I do?
Well, are you picking them tonight?
I haven't decided yet. Maybe.
Well, we shot a video earlier.
And I said North Carolina.
And you said North Carolina. Now, you can also say Kansas here. So at some point you could say you're right.
I'll be right either way.
You know, Mel Kiper Jr. does that with his mock drafts. He puts out 88 of them, and eventually he's going to be right. But if you're picking North Carolina, that means you put all your money on Kansas because the only guy with more of a kiss of death than Mike Greeny, is Joe Reinagle. I mean, we've learned that in about 4 months of radio.
That is absolutely true. And Friday, April Fool's Day, I could say there was an April Fool's Day joke.
Sure, yeah.
I said that Duke would win going away. Double digits for the Blue Devils against North Carolina. And obviously that wasn't the case. So when I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. I'm going to brag when I'm right. And I'm going to say I'm wrong when I'm wrong. And I was dead wrong about North Carolina, not just in the Duke game, but in every game they played this tournament.
Does that mean I can brag a little for being right?
Well, you're not right yet.
Well, no, I was right about Duke, North Carolina being one of those games for the ages because that was a game that lived up to all the hype. And rarely do we get that. So when you were saying on Friday you thought Duke would end up winning going away, nobody ultimately would have doubted you because a lot of times you get to games of this magnitude and they don't live up to the hype. I mean, when was the last time a game lived up to that kind of hype? In fact, I even wrote about it at sasportstar.com. You go there and read my thoughts because, you know, I was here at the Roo Pub on Saturday night. You know, a lot of times big games like that, I prefer to watch alone so I can watch the game. Because a lot of times when you're at a bar or at a party, you're watching, but you're not.
You're not, yeah.
But I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't give a damn about North Carolina. I don't give a damn about Duke in the grander scheme of things. But it was one of those games that you wanted to be around a bunch of people. And this place was packed, as you might expect.
It's always packed.
The idea that what surprised me is it was definitely a pro-North Carolina crowd. You know, I thought it would be a little bit more 50-50. And the amount of people that have T-shirts with logos on them kind of surprised me. The one Duke guy that I expected to be here was James Ledger, but, apparently James is – and he had to watch that game by himself. But the energy inside the Roo Pub with all the different lead changes, the back and forth, neither team pulled away. You know, you had the drama, the ankle injury. You knew that guy wasn't going to leave the game. And I'm thinking, why is he walking to the locker room? That's got to be 8 miles away in an arena like that. And he comes running back. I mean, you know, the Willis Reed type of moment. But the people, nobody in the bar, I want to say nobody, a lot of people were standing and pacing. And the reaction on every shot, every made shot, every rebound, every call, it was like you were in that building. It was a cool atmosphere here in the Roo Pub for a game that was happening down in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And especially San Antonio is kind of a melting pot when it comes to stuff like that. So it always surprises me that there are a lot of North Carolina fans or whatever team. I mean, you pull a team out of – there's more Green Bay Packer fans, I think, in San Antonio than just about anywhere. So it's nuts. But yeah, it's cool that it's like that. And to gather together in a place like that and see – that kind of emotion and that kind of passion is kind of cool to do that. I was in a restaurant kind of watching the game with one eye, and but just seeing it that way was pretty cool. And I was very shocked, obviously, when I saw how close it was and that the Duke Blue Devils weren't pulling away as predicted.
So you were shocked at how wrong you were?
Not necessarily,
okay.
Because I've been so wrong with North Carolina the entire tournament. So, I mean, after a while, you just kind of like – and you know what's funny? I'll have to tell you this, and my Maggie's daughter's boyfriend kind of saved me because – or Maggie did, because I'm at the table, and I'm about to put a big bet on Duke.
Mm-hmm.
The line was 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
And Maggie looks – she said, we're having dinner. But you're like, okay.
You got that?
I did.
From the wife?
I did.
You're down in Houston visiting the daughter and the boyfriend?
Yeah.
She wouldn't let you place a bet?
And thank God she didn't.
Well, so did she not want you to lose money because she understands your abilities in this area? Or was it really put the phone away, you're at dinner, damn it?
No, I think it was the fact that we're at dinner, and I was like, everybody's talking. Actually, we weren't actually at dinner yet. We were in the bar waiting for a table.
Yeah.
So, but, everybody was talking, and I'm like trying to figure out how to, lay a bet on Duke. And so.
You got told to put your phone away.
Not told.
No, she went on Bruno Mars.
Pretty much,
put your phone away.
Pretty much that was the case.
Put your phone away. You're not allowed to be on your phone. We're having a conversation.
And then I got to
thinking. Were the kids on their phone?
And no, they weren't.
Oh, well,
and then I got to thinking. I'm like, maybe I don't need to put any money on that game. And then after the game, I pulled her aside, gave her a big old wet sloppy kiss, and said, honey, I love you. She had no clue why, but
because she had been drinking.
It saved me $100.
Yeah, exactly. That was good. She saved herself $100.
She did.
And taught you some manners as well about being on the phone at dinner table.
I wanted to bet on that game so bad, and I'm so happy I didn't.
Well, dude, if you just got an extra $100, man, just slide it over to the right.
Well, why? I didn't lose to you.
Well, I mean, actually, on our re-bracket, I've got North Carolina winning the whole thing.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight.
You had Villanova winning the whole thing.
I did.
So I win.
It's bad luck for me because their best player gets hurt. That's what happened.
You think about this Final Four, and I'm glad the Kansas-Villanova game was the piece of crap game that it was, because nobody paid attention. That was the national semifinal game that was forgotten about, because it was all about Duke, North Carolina, the rivalry game, the add on top of that, what could have been and what turned out to be the final game of Mike Krzyzewski's career as a coach.
Yeah.
And the abruptness, to steal a line from Jay Billis, of which your season and career comes to an end. And we all knew it was going to happen at some point. I thought the basketball gods were going to let Coach K cut down the nets and go. Instead, it was tears of sorrow instead of tears of pain. And Coach K was happy to see his team crying.
It's not about me, right? Especially right now. As a coach, I'm just concerned about these guys. I mean, I see, they're already crying on the court, and I mean, that's the only thing you can think about. And going into the locker room, I've said my entire career, or when I knew what the hell I was doing, that I wanted my seasons to end where my team was either crying tears of joy or tears of sorrow, because then you knew that they gave everything. And I had a locker room filled with guys who were crying. And it's a beautiful sight. It's not the sight that I would want. I'd want the other. But it's a side that I really respect and makes me understand just how good this group was.
What a great perspective from Coach K, not just in this particular moment, but oftentimes, and I've never heard a coach phrase it quite that way, a team loses and they cry.
Yeah.
And you think it's because of the moment, not necessarily the journey. And I like the way Coach K put that in perspective, because on all my years of being in the sports media world or following sports, I've never heard it put quite that way, which I think is incredible.
Yeah, I think it was great. And that's why he was the successful coach that he was for 40 plus years. But it's, I think, and that's the beauty of sports, because when you're talking about a championship game and you're talking about one of the greatest sporting events in the history of sports, and that's the NCAA tournament, it is an abrupt end. I mean, your season comes to an end. You talk about the playoffs in the NFL. You win or go home. That's it. And so the abruptness of it, I think, really catches people and tugs at their heartstrings, I guess. And especially when you're talking about a Duke team that knew exactly every game could be the last game for a legend. And, Saturday night, that's what happened to be. And so it was interesting. But I like the way he put it. And you know what? I think he means it.
Uh-huh.
It's been such a great journey for Krzyzewski that, he's going to look back here, I don't know, 6 months from now or whenever he decides to do that. Or, maybe it started Sunday morning. I don't know. But so great memories and great kids that he was able to coach. And, boy, I tell you what, he's got to write a book, doesn't he?
I don't know if there's enough trees to get cut down for a book that man could fill. He'll have to go all John McClain from the Houston Chronicle. There's no space limitations on the internet, so I'm just going to write forever.
Just do it, yeah.
And that's 2 or 3 different settings to get through that last article yesterday by John McClain of the Houston Chronicle. And you look at, now you've got a national championship game, and I'm curious, and you guys can chime in on the Kia Boston Bacon phone lines at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Or on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Where's your hype level for tonight's Natty? I mean, there was such buildup to Saturday night for the North Carolina Duke game. No buildup. Nobody cared. I mean, I can tell you, I had a baby shower that we were at for a friend of ours, and he didn't have cable. And the wife was a little bit against putting on basketball, even though all the guys wanted. So we left.
Yeah.
We left around 5. Got to get out of here. And I wanted to get here to make sure I had a table because you knew it was going to get busy. And it was not busy at all for Kansas Villanova.
Yeah.
And again, but by the time that second game started, it's standing room only. And because that's what everybody wants. I'm curious what that level is tonight, because you don't have the storyline of, is Coach K going to cut down the net in his final game? Could he walk away from his career as a champion? The I think biggest storyline is, does Roy Williams get a mask that has Kansas on one side and North Carolina on the other? Where's he going to sit? What color blue is he going to have on? Because it's the Roy Williams Bowl. I mean, it's like, what's the storyline for tonight? What's your excitement level for this national championship game? Are you kind of expecting maybe a bit of a letdown because Saturday night was built up to be so much?
It's too bad that couldn't have worked out the way it worked out, and to have those two teams, I'm talking about Duke and North Carolina, in the championship game here tonight. But you're right. I mean, I don't know what the excitement level is, because I think people around these parts anyway that are Big 12 fans, maybe Texas fans, you kind of don't like Kansas. So, it's hard to root for them.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
Right. So then you've got North Carolina. I don't see any love for those, although you said there were a bunch of people here, and I've seen a bunch of people, pop out of the woodwork that are all of a sudden North Carolina fans. But Hubert Davis has done a great job.
Yes.
I mean, he has done a great job with that basketball team, because they made no noise up until they beat Duke in that ACC tournament. And then obviously in the NCAA tournament, it's just been incredible. So give that guy a lot of props. And boy, my head tells me Kansas. It really does. But just for Davis and that group of guys, I would like to see North Carolina win this thing.
If Hubert Davis can get his team emotionally right for tonight, they'll have themselves a chance. And dude's ankle, how's it recovering after 2 days? But you had superstars that were born on Saturday night. The way Love played in the second half. I mean, all of that. It was just incredible. The North Carolina connection in San Antonio, based on the straw poll that I had Saturday night while drinking beers here at the Roo Pub is, all these people with North Carolina shirts that weren't new, clearly weren't new. It was military related. Oh, my dad was stationed there. I grew up there. I was stationed there. And when I was there, I kind of fell in love with North Carolina basketball, which is weird because, Duke's only 8 miles down the road.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing a lot of that military connection or the love of Michael Jordan shoes, whatever the case is, this is much more of a North Carolina town than I expected. And you could see that was evident here on Saturday night. I think we're in for a hell of a game. I do think it will be a tight game. Kansas is probably the better team, just like Duke was the better team. If you look at the number of pros that were on that Duke roster versus what's on the North Carolina roster, but North Carolina just made the plays when they had to make the plays. And there's something gritty about that team. And quite honestly, something calming about the way Hubert Davis coaches basketball versus a Coach K or a Bill Self.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think that Davis has got those kids playing ball for him. I mean, they've completely bought in. It's taken some time to get this journey to where they're at now. But, it's a team like that wins a championship where everything just starts to click. And for that North Carolina team, everything just really started to click. And it would not surprise me if they win tonight. It's not going to surprise me if Kansas wins tonight. So it's one of those that, I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm really – if you ask me my excitement level, I want to watch the game because it is a championship game, but it's not like, okay.
I just cannot live up to the hype.
Yeah.
And again, hopefully it does. If Kansas starts off strong like they did against Villanova, and it's a sleeper. But I don't expect that from North Carolina. What do you guys think? Call your shot throughout the show at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210 on Twitter. Or you can always call up 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, and come hang out with us and watch it here at the Roo Pub. Now, if you're not by a TV or you're not with us at the Roo Pub, we'll have the broadcast for you a little bit later on tonight at SA Sports Star, 103.3 FM, AM 1250. We'll have the game on the radio. PJ Carlissimo will be on the call with the Westwood One folks. Always fun listening.
Always
to it. So
fun.
As you're heading out this way, we encourage you to do that. And the Spurs, the Spurs team, to the chagrin of many named Michael Jimenez, are going to be in the play-in tournament. The Spurs didn't start out well last night against Portland, but they finished strong. They won, 6 of 7?
Yeah.
Their magic number to clinch the play-in spot is 2. 2 Spurs wins or 2 Lakers losses or a combination of the other. In reality, with what the Spurs have been doing lately and the way the Lakers have been playing, the Spurs are going to be in the play-in tournament. The math hasn't quite hit there yet, but reality says they're in the play-in tournament.
And they've got an opportunity still to host that game. They're only a game behind New Orleans, and the Spurs own the tiebreaker in that situation. So that's a possibility. And I would love, Jason, to see AT&T Center, if not a playoff game, and obviously I don't know whether the Spurs will win this play-in game or not and get into the playoffs, but to have a playoff type game back inside the AT&T Center would be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun, and it's that growth step that I think this young Spurs team needs, which is why I've never been on Team Tank, and I don't like the idea of it. But I'm also not delusional, thinking, well, if the Spurs get in, could they make some noise? No. They're if they get in and they draw Phoenix or they draw whoever, they're not. But they're not that dangerous team that you go, man, if they get in, look out. That's not coming.
No,
you know that. I know that. Greg Popovich knows that, and hell, he said as much to Michelle Beadle the other night on Spurs television.
I don't want to be negative, but I'm guessing we're probably not going to win a championship this year.
You don't know that. Don't say that.
I guess, it's me. I'm going to say it the way it is.
Fair enough.
We love these guys. They're doing a hell of a job. They're getting better all the time. But I don't think we should assume any championship parades.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But get in and get that learning experience. And you're doing it at the expense of the Los Angeles Lakers.
And that's fantastic.
And to me, that's parade worthy. That there, Pop, that is parade worthy, because we're at the point, well, the math hasn't exactly worked out yet that the Spurs have clinched that play-in. The Lakers are in such a tailspin. They know the reality, just like we know the reality, even though nothing is official yet. And we're getting the excuses now from Lakerland, which I love the fact that this team isn't going to even make the play-in tournament. A team that was predicted to represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals at the beginning of the year. It's excuse time from the Lakers. Here's Anthony Davis.
I think the biggest thing that I think about personally is what we could have been. We stay healthy all year. What could we have been?
What could have been?
Of course, you got to figure out, the kinks early on. But, after it takes that 10, 12, 15, whatever amount of games to figure it out, you get close to All-Star after All-Star and you're rolling. You kind of feel like, okay, what could we have been if I was healthy all year, Brian was healthy, K Nunn is healthy. Like, you think about those things. We put this team together, look really good on paper, but we haven't had a chance to reach that potential with guys being, in and out of the lineup. So the most frustrating part about, this season is not being sure of what we could have been.
Maybe they need to call Eric Church and come up with a country song called What Could Have Been. The Laker story of 2022.
It's funny that he talks about they assembled an all-star team or whatever it was. He said a dream team. Maybe a dream team in 2005.
Well, I mean, look, it's a collection of all-stars.
Well, okay.
It's a collection of
guys.
Like I
say, 10 years ago, that might have been a great team to assemble. Right now, it's not. And the problem is they're stuck with some of those guys.
Yeah, they are. And again, the excuses are there. And Magic Johnson, who's no longer a part of their front office, and he's put together some bad deals in the past.
Yeah.
Right? Magic's Magic. Executive, GM, coach, talk show host. I mean, there's a lot of things that he hasn't been good at.
Yeah.
All right. But seeing a problem, identifying a problem, and telling others what they need to be doing, Magic's really good at that.
Yeah.
He's really good at that. He was on First Take this morning with Stephen A. and says the Lakers have to stop making so many damn excuses.
Accountability is big here. And the Lakers all season have not taken accountability. Whether that's individual play, whether that's on the defensive end, whether that's playing together, Stephen A. So my problem is with them saying, making all these excuses. So we're making excuses again. Quit making excuses. This thing did not work out. The parts did not fit. And last but not least, it's not all on Frank Vogel. We know he's going to get fired. We know that. If the players don't say, I got to get better next season, because Stephen A., they coming back with the same team, not the same 9 role players, right, but the core 3 is probably going to have to come back, because you can't attach a first-round pick trying to trade Westbrook. You just can't do that, because now we don't have any more first-round picks. So they're going to have to say, you know what, we got to work this thing out. And Russell's got to look up and say, the last 3 weeks I've been playing pretty good. You got to play like that going into next season.
Excuses. And, even Kareem's had some negative things to say in the last 48 hours James, about LeBron, who's having a hell of a year. And it sucks at his age that he's got a wasted year like this if you're LeBron James and a fan of basketball. But what it reminds me of, hearing Magic trash the Lakers, hearing Kareem trash the Lakers, reminds me of what we went through just in Los Angeles, of all places, at Super Bowl week when Emmitt Smith came on our show, trashed this Cowboys team about accountability, was ripping them. You heard Michael Irvin, you've heard Troy Aikman, you hear the legends of the franchise criticizing the current players. And right now the Lakers are getting that Cowboys treatment from their legends who generally don't say a negative word about the team. With the Cowboys, Troy's been critical, Michael's been critical, Emmett's been critical in years past. This year seemingly more than normal because the frustration was there. You're hearing it now from Laker legends as well.
You know, you are, and why not? I mean, if you're going to trust anybody, those are the guys you want to trust. Those are the guys you want to hear from because they've been there, they've done that, they know what it takes to get it done. But this whole thing, and look, LeBron is a great player, but assembling this team, and Anthony Davis, there's a little bit of truth to what he says.
Sure.
If they're all healthy, okay, maybe it's a different thing, but they're not a number 1 seed. They're not a number 2 seed. Even healthy, they're a 4 or 5 seed at best. That's not a championship quality team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Even if those guys stay healthy, it's not. Those guys, they're just too damn old. And Russell Westbrook has just been a head case over the last 5 or 6 years. And it's very difficult for me to believe that even healthy, that team would have done anything or had any kind of shot in the playoffs. So, and as you heard Magic say, you know, LeBron, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis are back. Who are you going to fill in the blanks with around those guys and make it a championship quality basketball team?
It's going to be interesting to see. And again, Spurs magic number is 2. Any 2 wins by the Spurs or 2 losses by the Lakers or a combination thereof. And the Spurs will be in the play-in tournament after they swept Portland over the weekend. And they do it without DeJounte Murray, who's been out with an illness. Pop indicated that DeJounte could be back for tomorrow's game against the Denver Nuggets, but the injury report just sent out by the Spurs for tomorrow's game has Murray listed as out, although that could change by tomorrow morning because, you know, as Pop told us yesterday following the game, he warmed up yesterday. Pop just decided he wasn't quite ready to go.
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be okay. He tried to warm up tonight. I don't know if you guys saw him out there. Was he out there? Were you out there? He tried to do it. He had just zero energy still, and he hasn't been eating or anything like that. So I thought it'd be best to not, run him down any lower. Just try to get him back his strength more than anything.
Yeah, but at least as of right now, he is listed as out for tomorrow night's game.
Well, that's interesting to say that. Now, Pirtle, do they have him back in the lineup for tomorrow night's game?
Let me look. He is not listed at all on the injury report for tomorrow. Landell is out with that ankle or foot sprain. McDermott is out. DJ Stewart is out. Robert Woodard is out. Romeo Langford is listed as questionable.
Okay, interesting. Well, it's good that Pirtle will be back in the lineup tomorrow night.
He's not on the report.
Although Zach Collins had a pretty good game last night, and I think Spurs fans are kind of waiting for that guy to get fired up and rolling the way that everybody hopes that he can be. So we'll see what kind of playing time he gets, but if DeJounte's out, that's going to be a very difficult trip to Denver, Colorado.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
With or without.
Absolutely.
DeJounte Murray. Maybe it's one of those, let's hold you out one more because we're probably not going to win this one either way. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road, ahead of tonight's national championship game between Kansas and North Carolina. If you're having issues at the house with your plumbing, your heating, your AC, you know there's one company to call, and that is Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quarter Moon, they'll take care of everything from a faucet leak to a leak in your slab. They do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. For your AC unit, you want to make sure it's tuned up and ready before the hot summer months show up. And you know that's right around the corner. You don't want to wait till July and have your AC go out and go, yeah, I probably should have got that taken care of. Quarter Moon has great maintenance programs that ensures your unit is ready for every season. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
It was made official over the weekend. Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer. More on that coming up after this Sports Center update. We're out here at the Roo Pub. The reason we're here, there's a national title game tonight. Number 1 seed Kansas is going to take on number 8 seed North Carolina. Of course, Kansas beat Villanova on Saturday. North Carolina upsets Duke again. Not sure if you can call it an upset when they do it 2 times in a row, but they beat Coach K and sent him off into retirement. Tip-off for tonight's ball game between the Jayhawks and the Tar Heels set for 8:20. It will be televised on TBS. Radio-wise, will be right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And the Masters, have you heard this? Tiger Woods says it is a game-time decision for him to participate in the Masters tournament. 5-time Masters champion, hasn't played in more than a year after that serious injury in that car crash outside Los Angeles. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagle.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rocket. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSconsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
On the radio, all I hear is sell us your house, sell us your car, sell us your dog, sell us your wife, and sell us your children. My name's John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. First guy to ever advertise sell us your car on the radio. Everybody copied me, man. I got to come up with a new deal. No, I don't, because we're the best car buyer in the United States of America. GiveMeTheVin.com. And if we don't beat a CarMax offer, send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
When you come to Diamonds Direct, we know it's always the start of a celebration, an engagement, your wedding day, honoring a lifetime of love, searching for that special birthday gift for the one you love the most, and all the celebrations in between. That's why we've created a shopping experience to match your excitement. You walk into a beautiful showroom with experts eager to help, or if you prefer, just explore on your own as long as you like. At Diamonds Direct, we've taken pressure out of the process. Our experts are cheerful and engaging. We'll help you on your terms with your price range when you're ready. We've made it easy by offering virtually unlimited options, with everything in our showcase being handpicked for its beauty and quality. You can't go wrong. You're guaranteed to get the best value because we are the value leader, and you have confidence knowing you're protected with our lifetime warranties and guarantees. Diamonds Direct's experience is designed with our goal of creating not just a happy experience, but a magical one. So you leave smiling, just like you came in. Diamonds Direct, for your best moments in life. Get store hours and directions at diamondsdirect.com.
If you're a guy over 30 and feeling frustrated about your health, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Are work and relationships getting you down? Do you feel a lack of energy and focus on the things that matter to you most? All men around age 30 have the potential for their testosterone levels to decline naturally. When that happens, life can feel out of control. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health with Synergenics Testosterone Replacement Therapy. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to endmylowt.com today and get your life back.
Viva Fitness! Fiesta Fit Fest presented by HEB is almost here, April 8th through the 10th. If you'd like to run, jog, or walk, sign up today for the San Antonio Sports 5K and 10K, presented by Michelob Ultra on Saturday morning, April 9th. Not your style? Try the Beer Mile on Friday night, April 8th. It all happens at the UTSA Main Campus East Lot. Register today at fiestafitfest.com. Sponsored by HEB, Thomas J. Henry, Michelob Ultra, Bolero, University Health, and Expel.
The play is in. The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. Come hang out, eat, drink, stick around and watch some basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna hang around for a little bit and have a. Yeah, I got to get my my Troy Aikman fix of 8.
You know, you can get it at HEB.
Well, I didn't know that.
It's
there now, huh?
At HEB, Circle K's, it's available in places to buy beer. It was up until April 1st. It was only available at bars,
right,
on premise. Now you can go and buy it. In fact, in my HEB at 1604 and Blanco, they had a big old display of 8.
Oh, nice.
When I was in there over the weekend.
Did you get some?
Of course.
Oh, well, good for you.
And drink some over the weekend. You know what my HEB doesn't have yet?
What's that?
Is the new Pinkerton's rib glaze.
Well,
they put in his barbecue sauce, but not the rib glaze, which is what I want to get. And it's supposed to be, according to Grant, both at every location.
Well, Pinkerton's didn't even have the rib glaze when we were there.
They don't want to sell it at their location.
Oh, they don't?
They want you to buy it at HEB. Except for my HEB doesn't have it, damn it.
Well, you got to find one that does.
And go to the next one.
I mean, there's HEBs all over the place.
Go to the next one.
Just go to the next one.
And I will find it. I keep waiting for it to be at my HEB, the one I go to.
And that was fun. That's how this whole NCAA thing began, right? At Pinkerton's, as we kicked off out there. So that was fun. But the Yuengling Flight, the 8, Michelob Ultra, Miller Lite, they're all about the same, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown in Miller Lite there. I know that's your
Miller Lite's the king of beers in my world. But yeah, I mean, if you come to my fridge right now, I've got Yuengling. I do have Flight in there. I've got Miller Lite, 8, and Montucky cold snacks.
Okay.
And I've got some Viva beer in my fridge right now.
You know what I actually tried, and I see they have it here at the Roo Pub. I tried this over the weekend. I was in Houston, and I asked. We went to a place, and they had nothing but, like, I don't know, what do you call that?
Craft beers?
Craft beers.
Yes.
It's called Love Street.
Love Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good, actually. It wasn't bad. Not bad at all. So I see that they had that here at the Roo Pub, but they have a bunch of beer here at the Roo Pub. I mean, just about anything you want, you can get over there.
Yeah, they got plenty on tap. They got plenty in your bottles. It's good stuff. Try Viva beer, too. It's a local San Antonio beer. Viva. It's Fiesta time.
Is it a blonde?
Viva beer. They've got 4 different ones.
Okay.
I'd love to tell you all the names of them, but I can't.
I know
it's in my fridge. I know you've got a fetish for blondes, and that's understandable. Whether it's
the local, the local one, Alamo beer is good too.
Yep.
Don't really have a fetish for blondes. I don't discriminate.
Really?
No.
You sure?
I like
yes,
women with curly hair.
So
on their head. Yeah, I know. I can read your mind.
Dude.
I can read your mind, dude.
No.
Everything I say, you got this devious. It's like you get horns on the top of your head.
No. It's just I've known you so damn long that
I guess we could have gone there.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
because that pretty much speaks for everybody.
Just go with the blondes.
Go with the blonde in beer.
Yes,
beer.
Yes.
See, Joey Fernandez on YouTube says that the Love Street is pretty smooth. It wasn't bad. It's the first time I'd ever tried it, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I have not tried that one. Maybe. Or a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to get a Miller Lite.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to have an 8 because I enjoy that. And when you get it on draft here at the Roo Pub, I like that. And so.
Yeah, draft door cans of 8 here.
Yeah, but I'm a draft beer guy. I like draft beer.
I like draft beer, but draft beer gives me a headache.
Really?
Any draft beer doesn't matter. And I've talked to some people in the beer business, and a lot of people out there deal with the same thing. After about 3 draft beers, I get a headache, and there's something about the air in the lines.
Okay.
That does that. And I'm not alone. That's a very common thing.
Interesting.
For some people.
That's never bothered me before. So
no.
I prefer the draft beer. I'm going to do that. And so I'm eyeing the 8 once we get off the air tonight. So
we're going to have 8 8s here at the Roo Pub, says Joe Reinagel. The Dallas Cowboys are in the wide receiver market.
Yes, they are.
Which is interesting because, they had a pretty good one that they traded for basically nothing. And then you see all these other wide receiver deals get done, and you feel like, damn, that's all you got for Amari Cooper. It is what it is. You can trust the Cowboys front office, but when they made that trade, it was a decent trade for what it was because Cleveland is taking every cent of Amari Cooper's contract, but now they're looking to replace him. Adam Schefter is reporting that one of the teams interested in Devontae Parker was the Dallas Cowboys. He ultimately ended up with the New England Patriots. You look and you wonder, okay, if they're in the market for a wide receiver, are they going to go after A.J. Brown next? That could be a possibility. He's on the market. What about a DK Metcalf?
Or how about a Brandon Cooks?
Or a Brandon Cooks.
I like Brandon Cooks, and I think he's languishing in Houston right now.
Look, the Texans are trying to get rid of him, or he is at least trying to get out. I don't blame him there. The question is, do you need another small wide receiver, or are you looking for more of an outside wide receiver?
Yeah, but Brandon Cooks is one of those guys that just gets open.
He is.
And you don't need a big wide receiver. That's supposed to be CeeDee Lamb, is it not? He's your guy that is supposed to be your deep threat, and when you need a big play, it's CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks is a guy that's going to get you 13 when you need 10.
True, except for, is Dak going to throw it to the open guy or the guy that's supposed to be open in the route tree? I mean, that's part of the problem. Chris DeWitt on Twitter tweets at Jason Minix that they've got the rib glaze at his HEB on Austin Highway.
Well, there you go. And that's
over
not far
by,
from
that's over by the radio station.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll see you tomorrow. Go by and pick that up. I will definitely get it.
Well, there you go.
And I know there's a dude here now that apparently he works at the HEB on 1604 in Blanco. You're handing me your phone, dude. I can't read it, but yeah, he knows the manager, and that's what if you need something at an HEB that should be there, you ask the manager, and they do their best to get it.
Absolutely, they do. Well, they'll have it at Blanco before long, I guarantee you, because they will.
They will because they're getting called out for it.
Well, I'm sure you're not the only one asking for it.
Yeah, this is true.
Probably a lot of people are.
This is true. In fact, when I was in there on this weekend, the days all run together. I was looking for it. Somebody else was looking for it. And we were going over that whole aisle. Did they put it somewhere else in the aisle? And they did.
So you looked at every barbecue sauce there.
I did.
Glaze.
I did. Then I was texting Grant like, dude, they don't have it here. It's like they should.
Maybe it's sold out.
No, there was no little tag that would have showed that it was sold out. You know what I mean? So
that sounds like a personal
problem.
It
is what it is. I'll be at the Austin Highway HEB on the way to work tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
During lunch or, at some point when we're over there. So Saturday, the Spurs had a get-together with Manu Ginobili as it was officially announced that he is indeed in the Hall of Fame. When he was announced as a finalist, you knew he was going to be a first ballot guy.
Yeah.
And what I really love about this class is he's the headliner. Manu Ginobili is the headliner of this Hall of Fame class. You think about when Timmy went in, it was, Kobe and KG, and that's probably the way Tim wanted it.
Yeah.
I didn't want the spotlight. Manu is the guy. And for a guy that got drafted late in the second round from Argentina, a career not even he expected.
So many things about that. I mean, I got drafted. I had no idea where San Antonio was. I had to go and search where is San Antonio.
That was before Google.
I knew about the team. I knew about Duncan Robinson, that they won the championship. It was recent. No idea anything about it. And then I got here, and of course I was pumped. I was fired up for the opportunity to play in the NBA. It's a big deal. And with all the uncertainties, I was coming from having improved a lot in the last couple of years in Europe, but the NBA is different, and I didn't know how I was gonna pair up with Tony and Tim. They with David Robinson, being coached by Bob. So yeah, full of uncertainties, and I wanted to do good. I wanted to help. I wanted to grow, but I wasn't number one first pick, right? I was 57. So I knew that the odds of me staying for long here were not with me because it doesn't usually happen. So it turned out to be an incredible story, and enjoyed 16 wonderful years.
It was incredible for the official announcement, hearing Manu talk again. Dude, I miss that guy. I miss that guy talking to the media on a regular basis.
Oh, I miss that guy too. I miss watching him play on the floor. I mean, again, we've talked about this, and we will continue to talk about this for the rest of my life for sure, because when anybody asks me the most unique basketball player, one of the best basketball players you've ever seen play, Manu Ginobili has to come to mind. He was such a unique basketball player who had a heart the size of this room. I mean, he was something else about, and that guy, and he loved San Antonio, and the people of San Antonio loved him. And it's just, he's a special player, and I don't know that there'll be another one like him.
Well, and you think about Manu being a unique player, he invented the Euro step.
He did.
That's his. He gets credit for that. And it's become, a staple, a skill that everybody gets taught now, or just learns on their own because they know they got to do it because it's so effective. So, yeah, that was his signature for sure.
Did it look like a travel when you were first?
I didn't know what the hell it was, but it didn't look right. But it obeys the rules, It's just a little bit different. He put a little spin on it, and it's pretty neat.
Greg Popovich on the Euro step, and it is Manu's invention, his creation, although he doesn't want credit for it.
So many things about that. I mean, I got drafted.
No, hang on, wrong cut. Oh, my bad. Hang on, let me.
I'm going to blame the engineer.
I never saw that I created anything, that I brought anything new. I just played the only way I thought was possible. I was not going to go over Shaq and dunk. I had to go around people. And that's the way my skill set and physical abilities found to get to the rim. So I've done it since I can remember. And I remember, I think it was Steve Kerr, the first one talking about it, how weird it looked. And I looked like a squirrel crossing the street, getting to the rim. And that's when I started to realize that I was doing something a bit different. And then people started mentioning the Euro step. So yeah, for me, it was completely natural. I never thought I had anything different, but I guess I brought another. I helped to popularize, or it became more normal.
Yeah, you helped popularize. You invented the Euro step. You get credit for it. It's a signature move. That's what Greg Popovich called it. And you'll see it in every basketball game you watch now, whether you're talking about an NBA game or tonight's national championship game.
Now, admit it, Jason, the first time you saw Manu do that, you thought it was traveling, didn't you?
No, absolutely.
Absolutely. Everybody in the arena thought it was traveling. I mean, it just looks so weird. And you're like, there's no way they don't call that. Now everybody's doing the traveling move, but it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
And I like Pop's phrasing of it obeys the rules.
It does.
Because I don't know what traveling is anymore, right?
In the NBA, I'm not sure there is traveling anymore.
But Manu, first ballot Hall of Famer. Tiger Woods is a Hall of Famer in the golf world.
No question.
Is he going to play in the Masters this week? We'll talk about it as we continue here on the Blitz live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Maybe you need a new vehicle to get out here, but go by Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck. They're part of the Ancira Itinado complex. Because if you're shopping for a new vehicle, you know there's no better place to go than Ancira. And it's because of their great customer service that you're going to get before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira is a top family-run dealership and has been for decades here in San Antonio. And Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira Itinado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's Major League Baseball, and it's back. April 7th is opening day. Catch every hit.
A 3-run Jimmy Jack.
Every pitch.
Swing and a miss, foul tipped into the mid of Trevino.
Diamond action happens on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Your happiest spring starts with Lowe's, and it all starts with getting outside with lots of friends and family. Get those spring gatherings going with our 5-piece dining sets at our everyday low price starting at $6.28. Then cook up an endless amount of possibilities with our Blackstone griddle starting at $2.99. Create a season full of togetherness and make spring sizzle. At Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, about 3/31 to 4/6, U.S. only.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works over time with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget's available in a concentrate or extreme reach hose-in. Purchase Wet and Forget in store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Mrs. Fogelman, ready to hustle for that muscle.
Membership numbers at Sly's Gym have been racking up.
22 people have signed up for 6 a.m. buns of steel.
Now he needs more certified trainers to do all the heavy lifting.
I'm going to have to bulk up my staff.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Dr. Torres with the Institute for Functional Health, San Antonio's original holistic health clinic. Holistic does not mean complementary or alternative. It means we look at the whole picture. We've changed thousands of lives, and your overall health is our passion.
I no longer have to take sleeping pills, no blood pressure medication, or cholesterol pills. My insurance changed from high risk to standard.
I take 0 medications and said goodbye to sinus infections. I finally feel normal.
I no longer have anxiety attacks and have stopped taking pre-diabetic medication and sleeping pills.
I've lost 30 pounds, have more energy than ever before, have no pain, and my labs are perfect.
When things seem out of control, the one thing that we can control is your health. You will have a customized doctor-supervised wellness plan that gets to the root of the problem instead of masking symptoms. You get results, not refills. At the Institute for Functional Health, your overall health is our passion. Call 210-468-1891 for your free consultation. 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
The NCAA tournament started with 68 teams.
You can feel the madness!
After a handful of upsets and some buzzer beaters, we've landed here. The Final Four in the Big Easy and the national championship game happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
And hopefully Rudy J's Fiesta flu will be good enough for him to come to work tomorrow morning for R&R in the morning. Rob Thompson, Rudy J get you going from 7 to 10. It is the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out here at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. Have the national championship game tonight. And, one of the things about the Roo Pub, they always have the fights. They always have the fights. And the fights are going to be in San Antonio this weekend. Keep it tuned to San Antonio Sports Star. You can win a pair of tickets to see Ryan Garcia against Emmanuel to go inside the Alamo Dome this Saturday night. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster, but you'll be able to win on R&R, on Halftime, on the Blitz throughout the week. Not now, just telling you. We're going to give away a bunch of tickets this week for a big fight. Oscar De La Hoya is going to be in town this week. We'll be on the show later in the week. Always fun.
Talking with the Golden Boy, yeah. And it's fun to go to fights live and in person. There's just something about the atmosphere, and everybody gets a little rowdy, and the oohs and the ahs when somebody lands a nice punch. So I love going to boxing events live.
It's going to be fun. And you think about that's a big fight happening next weekend. This past weekend, the Valero Texas Open, which was spectacular. We have a new champion, a first-time winner on the PGA Tour. JJ Spawn is your Valero Texas Open champion for the 100th edition of the Texas Open. And we were out there doing the show Thursday and Friday. Yesterday, my wife and I just went out, walked around. Apparently, according to our watch, we walked like 7 miles. Just all over that course. It was fantastic.
I'm sure you had some refreshment to get you through that.
Of course
you did.
Of course. So, look, when you do that much walking, you need some Ultra.
You need something.
Some Ultra.
Yeah,
it's what they sell out there.
That's it.
That's what we had. I didn't care it was cold.
That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters, and that's good. No, and great crowds out there this weekend, which is good to see. There were great crowds out there Thursday and Friday.
And Saturday, the amount of people that I heard bitching about the ticket prices because of the Jason Aldean concert, well, you just bitch because you're a negative person, because that crowd out there, it didn't seem like it suffered any for the tournament on Saturday. What they showed on television and the photos I saw from the concert, those tickets were priced right when you consider golf and the concert. If you didn't care about the concert, then you just missed out. You're just negative, because the crowd was incredible on Saturday for the golf and the concert.
I thought the tickets were relatively inexpensive for being able to watch golf and then to see two major stars that were playing there, in Jason Aldean and Darius Rucker. I mean, my gosh, where else are you going to get tickets for $100 to see those two guys perform?
Well, and I'll tell you what, Darius Rucker, a bigger draw than maybe I gave him credit for.
Yeah.
Because there was, I know of at least two people that I personally know that came to the Roo Pub for the rest of the championship game that were at the concert purely and only to see Darius Rucker.
Oh, wow.
And didn't give a damn about Jason Aldean.
Interesting.
They saw Rucker, then they bolted, ended up here to watch basketball and eat and continue drinking.
Interesting. Now, I wasn't here. I was in Houston. Was that concert, did it start early? I mean, did Rucker?
I have no idea.
Well, it must have if they got here to watch basketball.
I mean, whether the game started late, but the photos of Darius, it was daylight when it started and dark when it ended. So you could figure out about what time he was on stage. But it looked incredible. This weekend, the Masters, and it's officially Masters week. Thursday is the first round. Will we see Tiger Woods? We'll talk about that as we continue here on the Blitz live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. It is Fiesta Week. You've got the parade tonight. You got Niosa starting tomorrow. Taste of the North Side is on Thursday. You got events happening all week long, and you're planning to go and have a good time, collect some medals, get some Coscaronis, and some of you will get some bracelets that you're not planning on getting. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you really understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds Bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They do offer payment plans. They are open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, discreet and confidential. They have a free shuttle service. Why? Because when you get arrested, you don't drive yourself to jail. Your car is somewhere. They'll make sure you get back to your car. Just remember what Fiesta lot you're in. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning?
Here's what you missed.
Every one of them at fault. The guy who got his ass whooped, he's at fault. He said something.
Yeah.
Kamara, you're at fault. Everybody at fault.
Rob, you willing to take the $5 million ass whooping?
Yes. I'm taking an ass whooping for a lot less. A lot less. Unequivocal, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Me too, dog.
I could buy some plastic surgery.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If you're thinking about buying a skid steer, loader, a tractor, utility vehicle, or zero-turn mower, come to our Kubota Field Day event in Selma on Saturday, April 9th from 9 a.m. to noon. We'll have Kubota experts on hand to answer all your questions, plus demo machines so you can get some time behind the wheel. We'll have tacos from La Gloria, drinks, and door prizes. So join us at the Ewald Kubota Field Day event on I-35 in Selma on Saturday, April 9th. We'll see you there.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's San Antonio area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength.
Come see the fire-breathing baby. Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
On the radio, all I hear is sell us your house, sell us your car, sell us your dog, sell us your wife, and sell us your children. My name's John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. First guy to ever advertise sell us your car on the radio. Been doing it 30 years. Everybody copied me, man. I got to come up with a new deal. No, I don't, because we're the best car buyer in the United States of America. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It's the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. If you're listening online at sasportstar.com, we certainly appreciate that. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We're here until Westwood One coverage of the national championship takes over at 6:30, but we're not leaving because the game's tonight. It's going to be a good one between Kansas and North Carolina after an incredible Saturday. We'll talk about that as we continue here on the Blitz. Interesting NFL trade, though, Joe, when you look at when you see it on paper, you go, what the hell are the Saints and the Eagles doing? The Eagles trade picks number 16 and 19 and 194 to the Saints in exchange for picks 18, 101, 237, and a 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 second-round pick. And my guess is the Eagles don't like this draft or what they want there. They're stacking for the future because they don't want 3 fully guaranteed first-round contracts this year. The Saints now get 2 first-round picks. They're trying to figure some things out, but it seems like an odd trade that's really good for both teams mathematically.
Well, I think it's good for the Eagles. You look at that 2023 first-round draft pick. The Saints aren't going to be very good this year. That could be a pretty high pick when everything shakes out, depending on what happens this season. But, I mean, the Saints, I'm just not sure what to expect from those guys, to be totally honest with you, this year. Brand new head coach. A lot of the same guys, but Jameis Winston's got to stay healthy, and so we'll see what happens. So if you look at the Eagles, they do have a number 1 pick this year that they're keeping and another number 1 pick from the Saints for 2023. So the Eagles trying to rebuild a little bit and be a factor again in the NFC East.
Well, or like for the Saints, I mean, you figure where they're at currently. You know, like Matt Corral could still probably be there, right?
Absolutely.
If they like him. And some offensive linemen, because they've got some replacing to do there. Or are they going to package some of those to move up for Willis? Because the Saints are in the quarterback market. Winston only signed a 2-year deal. So could this be just step 1 of a multi-step factor before we get to the draft coming up on April 28th? So they might not stand pat, or if they like, Matt Corral. You look last year, was Mac Jones went at 15 to New England, and he had the best year of all the rookie quarterbacks.
He did, and the Saints have to find a quarterback, and it's a perfect opportunity for them to draft a guy and let him sit behind Jameis Winston for a couple of years. There's very few guys, a handful maybe, that will be drafted and come in and make an impact year 1. It's very difficult to do. I mean, you mentioned Matt Jones. He was good, but he wasn't great. And after a couple of years, he's going to get better, and he's going to get better, and he's going to get better. If you've got the opportunity to let a guy sit behind a veteran and learn from that veteran and let the game slow down a little bit, you're going to be better off. I mean, Tom Brady's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you look at it, just the movement, the number of teams, 8 teams with multiple first-round picks.
Yeah.
This draft is going to be fascinating because you don't know if teams are going to keep those or package them and where they end up. It's going to be fun to watch and fun to talk about over the next several weeks as we lead up to the draft. Some breaking college news. Baylor has given a 10-year contract to athletic director Mack Rhodes. 10 years for the AD. I don't know if this is coming out of left field or if it's something they've been working on, but I do know that his name was rumored for that Penn State job, so maybe they decided just to lock him up on a 10-year contract for an athletic director, although we saw Jeff Traylor here at UTSA get a 10-year deal. If I'm UTSA, I'm asking Lisa Campos, how many decades do you want in your contract? Because my fear when I saw Mack Rhodes, is honest to God truth, when I saw Mack Rhodes' name associated with Penn State, if he were to leave, at what point does Lisa Campos move up the ladder? You think about career path, all that kind of stuff. As much as she says she loves UTSA, and by all accounts does, at some point, kind of like what UTSA did for Jeff Traylor, they give him a contract that you would see in a major Power 5 conference. Are they going to do the same for Lisa Campos?
Well, I hope so, because I would hate to see her go away.
Sure.
She's done a great job, not just for that football program, but the entire overall athletic department. She's smart. She knows what she's doing. She's got the pulse of the sports world in general, nationwide, and in San Antonio here as well. And so, yeah, I hope they keep her around. She is brilliant, in my opinion, and it would be a shame if she got away. And I think Jeff Traylor would be the first to tell you that she is just as much of a success or a part of the success of that football team this year as he is. Maybe not 50-50, but I'm going to tell you what, she gives him the support that he needs, and and I guarantee he'd be the first to admit it. I guarantee you.
There is no doubt, but when I look at UTSA, and yeah, it would suck to lose her, but wouldn't you celebrate that? Just like when I thought Jeff Traylor was going to leave, could UTSA be the program that becomes that springboard into the Power Fives? Now they're moving up to the American. We know that, so that's going to open up a lot of stuff. She's done an incredible job of fundraising and getting things built. She still needs to figure out men's basketball and get them an arena to actually play in that's worthy. And as much as I love Coach Henson, at some point, they got to win. But, I mean, the baseball team right now is just killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat another top 25 team over the weekend. I mean, it's just been incredible what they're doing baseball-wise. Men's basketball, they need to step up. But, and I want to say give them time, but Coach Henson has been here long enough.
He's been here a long time, but, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of help, Jason, as far as you bring in a possible recruit and say, hey, this is where we play ball.
Exactly.
I mean, it's tough.
But when you look at Jeff Traylor, if he would have left to go to Texas Tech, whoever would have replaced him, and then that guy's here for a couple of years. I mean, there are schools that are springboards, and understanding where you are and who you are, that's part of that process. I would be bummed if Lisa Campos were to take another job, but wouldn't you celebrate that? Whatever major school she ends up at, or is the UT system going to take care of her like they took care of Jeff Traylor to keep that talent locally but pay them on the level that they could be making at another institution?
Well, if they want to keep quality people, they're going to have to, and that's why they ponied up to pay Jeff Traylor what they paid Jeff Traylor. Look, I'm gonna go the complete other side of the fence. At some point in time, when does UTSA and the boosters and the money people there say, we don't want to be a springboard? We want to be a quality football team, a quality athletic program that competes with the big boys year in and year out. And so to do that, you're going to have to pony up and keep good people. Lisa Campos is one of those that is worth the investment. Jeff Traylor, one of those that is worth the investment. Now, and they've got some, obviously the baseball coach over there is doing a hell of a job, and they are making some noise on a national level. That's what UTSA is doing. They did it in football this past season. They made noise on a national level. People were talking about this football team all over the country. Now they're talking about the baseball team. And a lot of that has to do with Lisa Campos, not only doing what she does on a day-to-day basis, but finding the talent coaching-wise that she has to bring them in here and let them do their job.
And I will say, and not that I know what every athletic director does and what they don't do and all that kind of stuff, what Mack Rhodes has done at Baylor and guided them through, and how quickly they have rebounded. And then you look at the basketball programs, both men and women, and their baseball program. I mean, it is, as a Longhorn fan, kind of, I don't know what the word is, sad, embarrassing, that the two best athletic programs in the state of Texas are probably Baylor and TCU, and not Texas and Texas A&M on an overall grand scheme of things. And it's been that way for a while. A&M is doing some great things right now in all areas. But, I mean, the consistency that Baylor has had, especially being a small private school, and how quickly that football team rebounded after the Art Briles situation and what Rule was able to do. And then, what they're doing now at men's basketball, winning a national championship last year and keeping Drew around. The women's side, they lose a Mulkey, but that program is still good. I mean, He's probably running the best athletic department in the state of Texas and raising enough money with one of the smaller institutions. And then I think Lisa Campos and what she's been able to accomplish at UTSA with the race building, bringing in a Jeff Traylor, parting ways with Frank at the time that it probably needed to happen for this program to take the next step forward, not taking a shot at Frank Wilson. But it really is incredible what she's done. I think, overall, it's Mac Rhodes and then Lisa Campos, then Ross Bjork, and then Chris Del Conte.
I see that. I am going to take a shot, though, at Frank Wilson. Because, look, Frank came in here and basically said it was his way or the highway. Now, on a normal basis, a normal circumstance, I would say, okay, I'm okay with that, and you got to follow the coach's rules. But what Jeff Traylor has done, he has done that in a way where his players bought in. Coach Wilson couldn't get that done here. He just could not get that done here the way that Jeff Traylor has been able to do it.
And Jeff Traylor won with a lot of Frank's players.
Yeah, he did.
But with the transfer portal, Jeff Traylor had to win over those players, recruit them, and get them to buy in to the Jeff Traylor program. And all those kids bought in, and they stayed, and they thrived at levels that I don't know that they would have hit under Frank Wilson, whose offense at times looked like watching paint dry, which is unfortunate to say because I like Frank. I still like Frank, to be honest. But that program, he started off so strong, and then it was just a steady decline. And for Traylor to come in and stop that boulder from rolling downhill and then push it back up the mountain, it's incredible what he's been able to do and the enthusiasm in which he is doing it.
There's some coaches, Jason, that just have a personality that players completely buy into the program, buy into the way that they do things. You ask some of those guys, and we have, even the guys now that are graduating and will probably end up in the NFL next season, those guys would run through a wall for Jeff Traylor. I mean, they would run through a wall for this guy. And it's just that type of personality, and that's why this guy is successful and will continue to be successful for this program. Once he turns these things around, he's got talent now, but he's getting more and more and more talent because this program is opening the eyes of everywhere around the country, and players are starting to take a serious look at UTSA and just look at the talent that they had this year that will end up in the NFL next year. It's incredible what's happening here, and you got to give Frank Wilson a little credit for bringing in some of that talent. I will, but he needed something. And they needed a Jeff Traylor to take it to the next level.
It's the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Ryan-Nagel. I'm Jason Minix. We're live at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redmond Road for the national championship game tonight. We'll talk about that coming up. Spurs, though, their magic number to clinch is 2. Clinch a spot in that play-in tournament. 2 wins and or combination with 2 losses with the Los Angeles Lakers. And they do that after winning 6 of 7, sweeping Portland over the weekend. And it's awesome that, Portland shows up on the schedule at the right time. They suck. But the Spurs, to steal lines from Greg Popovich's line book, they had the appropriate fear and respect for their opponents, and they didn't just show up at the gym thinking they could win. And they won both of those games without DeJounte Murray. He's sick. He's got an upper respiratory infection. He does not have COVID, according to the Spurs. DeJounte tweets 14 minutes ago. This is from DeJounte's Twitter. I randomly got sick, and it sucks. It happened at this crucial time while me and the team are rolling. I lost 7 or 8 pounds and have been feeling awful and doing everything to get healthy first, then working out to get ready to help the team get in this play-in and fight for the playoffs. The Spurs injury report has him out for tomorrow night's game against the Denver Nuggets. But, boy, on Sunday night, it certainly sounded like from Greg Popovich that we were going to see DeJounte because he warmed up before the game against Portland.
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be okay. He tried to warm up tonight. I don't know if you guys saw him out there. Was he out there? Were you out there? He tried to do it. He had just zero energy still, and he hasn't been eating or anything like that. So I thought it'd be best to not, run him down any lower. Just try to get him back his strength more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's the thing when a guy's been sick like that, Jason. It's the strength and getting it back. If he's lost 7 or 8 pounds, I mean, obviously that takes a minute to get it back. So, I mean, the main thing for the Spurs now, you got to figure the odds are with them to make the play-in game. You want DeJounte Murray healthy and ready to go for that game. So if he's got to sit out tonight, got to sit out the next game, so be it. Just so he's ready for that play-in game.
Well, and that's what's important, right? I mean, this is a team, they've won 6 of 7. They won in that play-in tournament. We knew all along the players weren't going to tank, but this is why you don't like the term tank. And I've said all along, the Spurs are going to be what they are. It's what do the Lakers do? Do the Lakers free fall past San Antonio? And they have. Spurs have a 2-game lead as we sit today on the Los Angeles Lakers. They're a game behind New Orleans, but they have tiebreakers with both of those teams, right? And whatever side of the fence you're on, and, I'm sure whenever the season ends, you're going to have a whole bunch of people calling into the shows or speaking into a microphone noon to 2 saying, I hope that was worth it because our pick could have been here. Instead, we're going to go here. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. I want this team to take that next step and show something, build on that momentum. It's like bowl season in college football. You know how teams, they win the bowl game and every coach, wow, that's a great springboard to next year in the spring ball. And if you lose the bowl game, it's like, well, we got in these good practices, right? It's an experience that they need, and it's at the expense of the Lakers. And
that's
for me,
awesome.
That's even better.
Let me ask you a question. And you've been watching a lot of college basketball.
Sure.
Even that Duke team that is loaded with draft picks, there's a lot of – who on that team, or anywhere for that matter, do you think can get drafted and make an immediate impact on any
Well, that
NBA
Montero
team?
kid, I think, he's going to be an immediate NBA player.
You think so?
Absolutely.
So he's a number 1 pick.
He's probably going to be a top 3 pick, if not number 1 overall. It depends on who ends up with number 1. And, I mean, that's the thing. There's no Tim Duncan. There's no Morant. There's no Zion. And again, if you redrafted today, you would certainly take John Morant over Zion, right? Just based on what they've done at this point in their NBA. But at the time, you'd have been shot if you would have taken Morant and not Zion. I mean, you kind of go back to Michael Jordan wasn't the first overall pick, although people forget that, Sam Bowie's now a Jeopardy question.
That's right.
I mean, you look at it, but there are players that are there. I just kind of go back to wherever the Spurs are, because they're not going to have the number 1 overall pick, and there's not a Tim, there's not a David. Their chances of having a number 1 aren't great, right? A couple of years ago, they took Keldon at 29, and they took Lucas Amic at 19.
Right.
10 picks apart. One of them's working at Jersey Mike's right now. One of them is in the NBA. I just look at that and go, I trust the Spurs front office, wherever they're picking, they're going to get a player. But there's not a player in this draft that is going to come in immediately. I don't care if you're picking 1, 11, 17, that is going to come in and that guy gets added to your roster, and all of a sudden you go from a pretender to a contender. That player isn't there. Slow build with what we have. We got free agent money. Let's go spend it this offseason.
The Spurs will never have a better opportunity than they have this season with the draft capital that they have. 3 first-round draft picks. They're not going to draft 3 first-round guys. They're just not going to do it. So with that, with the money that they have, there is no better opportunity for this franchise to go out and find some veteran players that, quite frankly, this team needs. And I know, and I saw a tweet earlier today, people talking about, well, nobody thought these young guys would be able to do what they're doing without, DeMar DeRozan and Rudy Gay and all of that. Fine, I get that. However, you add in some pieces to the puzzle. Josh Richardson is a perfect example. Spurs bring him in. He just started it, and he's mixing well with these young guys. You find some quality veterans to mix in with these young players that the Spurs have, and then all of a sudden you're talking about the Spurs being in the playoffs next year Whereas if you're just throwing it all away and building through the draft, it ain't going to work. It certainly ain't going to work right away. The difference, Phoenix did a great job building through the draft. Guess what the final piece to that puzzle was for the Phoenix Suns? Chris Paul. That's what you cannot just completely build through the draft. It doesn't work, and it never has. Well, and for Spurs fans to say that's the way this team needs to do it, I'm sorry. I just cannot agree with that.
I look at Philadelphia trusted the process for, I don't know, a decade it feels like. And then they make some trades and some moves, and now they're a legit team in the Eastern Conference. I look at what my Astros did a few years ago. They sucked. They knew they were going to lose 100 games. They wanted to build their farm, raise those kids up, bring them up at the right time, and they win a World Series with that. They go back to another World Series, and now they're one of the favorites once again because of the process that they went through.
Well, their trash can was the most valuable player, wasn't it?
Well, and again, I mean, whoever gets the award, it's all about the team. And, the trash can pounder, I'm sure he got a hefty playoff bonus. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And I look at the way the Spurs are going through a process. And Pop.
That was forced upon them, by the way.
It was because of Kawhi. Derailed their grand scheme of things. And again, they've rebounded, adjusted their plan, adjusted the 5-year plan and the long-term plan. And you know what we're not having conversations is this Pop's last year. Like, nobody is expecting Greg Popovich this offseason to retire.
Right.
And I think a big part of that, he seems to really enjoy coaching this team. He gets to coach. Is he worried about wins and losses? Do they bother him? Absolutely. But he's a realistic man and understands where the growth is. And also, we talked for years, when's Pop going to hang it up? When's Pop going to hang it up? Everybody kind of thought it'd be the Olympic year, right? Well, the Olympics have come and gone. He's got his gold medal. He's still going strong. He's looking towards the future as being a part of this team when they go through this process. And I think he wants to hand it off at the right time.
Absolutely. And he wants to hand off a successful franchise that has an opportunity to move on. And who knows what Pop is thinking. I mean, Pop may want to stick around and try to win another championship here with this team. But they will never have a better opportunity to get some veteran talent that can mix with this group than they do this offseason. This is the offseason. They've got to do their job. This offseason is on that front office, and they got to come through like they have in years past.
Brian Wright, RC, Greg Popovich, their work, you're right, this year, this offseason, crucial for the San Antonio Spurs, although we're not done playing yet because, like I said, that play-in tournament, all but a done deal now for the San Antonio Spurs. The championship game in college basketball is set for tonight. We're live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Come hang out with us, watch the game, have some wings, a wedge salad if that's what you need in your life, burger. They got it all here at the Roo Pub. Cold beer, mixed drinks. Guy over there, looks like he's got a vodka drink. Yep. I got water.
That's all I got, too.
Until 7. Had a great breakfast, though. Tell you what, man. Got up this morning, had some kielbasa smoked meats, maple breakfast links, and some eggs. It was fantastic. You can get those kielbasa smoked maple breakfast links at select H-E-B stores. If you haven't tried them yet, man, you are missing out. These breakfast links are a little sweet, a little savory, totally delicious. Perfect as part of a nice weekend breakfast spread. And, they come fully cooked. So if you're busy during the week, before you go to work, before you go to school, all you got to do is heat them up, and you got a fantastic breakfast. You're on a keto diet, these are perfect for you. Get into H-E-B. Get yourself some of those kielbasa maple breakfast links today.
We're going to talk a little national championship basketball. North Carolina taking on Kansas tonight right after the Sports Center update. Hey, we just don't know. Tiger Woods could be back in action this weekend. It is Masters Week. He says it's a game-time decision whether he's going to play at Augusta or not. 5-time Masters champion, hadn't played in more than a year. He was seriously injured in that car wreck outside Los Angeles. In fact, nearly resulted in doctors amputating his leg. We will wait on the decision of one Tiger Woods. Well, J.J. Spahn, he earned a trip to the Masters this weekend by winning the Valero Texas Open, shooting 13 under par out of TPC San Antonio. Congratulations to J.J. Spahn. And we've been talking about the San Antonio Spurs. They are all but in the play-in game. They just need another win or two. 2 games ahead of the Lakers for the 10th spot, only a game behind the Pelicans for number 9. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagle.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park. Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my door, man.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut SA.com.
Searching for fun ways to spend your tax return? Boats for cats. Oh, flotation devices for cats. Don't waste it all on something silly. Spend smarter with Straight Talk. Get our Silver Unlimited plan for $45 a month with unlimited high-speed data and 5 gigs of hotspot data on the nation's largest, most dependable networks with nationwide 5G. If you're looking to get the most out of your refund, your search ends here. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate, 210-785-0994, or go online at stevensroofing.net.
My name is Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for 50 years. I went to school here. I graduated from law school here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after a serious injury or a fatality collision for more than 27 years. If you're in your car right now, chances are you're seeing an attorney billboard, and you'll probably see 3 or more of those on your commute today. How do you decide who to call? Who to trust? I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. I'm experienced. I have a long track record of success, and I run my firm like my father did for over 50 years of practicing law here. I believe that a personal, trusting relationship with my client matters. With my firm, I meet with you. I answer your questions. I handle your case. For many lawyers you see on the billboard, your case will not be handled by the attorney on that billboard. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. If you or your family needs an experienced attorney you can trust, an attorney that will personally handle all of the issues after a serious injury or fatality, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, 900-0400, 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll find what you love and love what you find.
I'm looking for a whiskey that will blow my buddies away.
This single barrel bourbon is a surefire hit.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, did you hear that? I feel like a rock star.
Well, finding this bottle at that price, you totally are. Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly. B21.
Police officers know it only takes a few seconds of someone texting and driving for things to go terribly wrong. That's why officers are increasing enforcement of texting and driving laws. So put your phone down when driving, or be prepared for the consequences. You drive, you text, you pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250, 103.3 FM.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. If you're listening online, sasportstar.com. Go there, all kinds of good stuff at sasportstar.com, including something I wrote about Saturday's game, living up to the hype. And I was watching Saturday's game here at the Roo Pub, Duke and North Carolina. It's incredible. We're here now as we get you ready for the championship game. Kansas and North Carolina. The pregame festivities, at least on radio, get going at 6:30. TV will get shortly after that. And then, of course, the game will start at 8:20. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Before we get into that, while you're at sasportstar.com, go hit up the audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Yeah.
Michael Jimenez tracked down the girl that went viral over the weekend last night after the Spurs game. And I just saw on Twitter, Maddie Sky also tracked her down and wrote about it. But you can read about her from Maddie, or you can listen to her from Michael Jimenez. But they did a lip sync battle, and this girl just killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, she did you got to go watch that video. Dan Lebatard tweeted about her. I mean, and some of the comments, whew, but it was incredible. And I'm thinking, one, my personality, I hope the cameras never find me. I don't want to be a GIF. I don't want to play the stupid games. I don't want to be the front row guy at the comedy show getting picked on. That's just not me, right?
Come on, Minix.
Well,
live a little, dude.
And what would you do? Would you start singing and get up and do that?
Yes.
You would not.
Of course I would.
You would. Well, actually, you would.
Why wouldn't I? Now, I wouldn't, like, she was like the leg on the
table. I mean, yeah, she did the whole thing.
She did the whole thing.
Yes.
It got kind of racy.
Well, I mean,
but it was good. It was appropriate.
The Jimenez said that she stared through the cameraman's soul looking into that camera. And she does give you a look.
She did, yeah.
It's an incredible story, too, because they didn't even buy tickets till the game had actually started. And her in-laws were there. The jokes about, will they ever go out with the in-laws again, start right away. It was great stuff. Go hit the audio vault. Listen to her because, she went viral.
Well, I think it's great. You never know these days when you're going to go viral.
Yep.
And hopefully it's for something good, like what happened last night at the Spurs game. But, I think it's cool. You just take a chance and you never know. And then you're viral, and then you're being interviewed by Maddie Sky and Michael Jimenez. I mean, that's probably a dream of hers. Maybe Maddie Sky. Yes.
Yeah,
Michael Jimenez, I don't know about, but, you know.
I mean, it's, everybody's dreams are there. And if you were dreaming of certain things, she's married. That dude next to her, that's her husband.
Yeah. And, well, she was there with the in-laws, right?
Yes,
That were his parents. Yeah.
And her parents were there. It was a whole family.
But what I loved about it, so she was actually singing that song to her husband.
Yes.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Yeah, it was definitely, the video is incredible. And I'm glad Jimenez was able to track her down, Twitter stalk her, and get her on the air because
I think he's got another TikTok influencer on tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure what it is, but Michael's good at that, finding those folks that are that go viral and that are TikTok influencers. He did that at the Super Bowl when we were there with Annie Agar.
Well, with one tomorrow, she's a dating expert, right?
Apparently, I think that was booked for Pledge's sake.
I think he's trying to help out James Pledger because James Pledger's got a birthday this weekend. You didn't get invited?
I didn't.
Me neither.
Wow.
Jimenez apparently did, but he's going out of town. He's going to San Diego this weekend. Now, I don't know that we need an invite for Pledger's birthday, but the guy parties like he's 8 on his birthday.
He does. Cake, Chuck E. Cheese, all that stuff.
Well, they're going to Big Lou's Pizza, then they're going to play laser tag.
Oh, sweet.
And then they'll probably end up here at the Roo Pub.
Well,
but again,
what do you say we meet them here at the Roo Pub?
Well, that's
skip all the other stuff.
Yeah, I don't need to go play drunk laser tag.
I don't. No.
Big Lou's I'd be down for because I haven't been to Big Lou's. God, I hate to admit it. Pre-pandemic. Is that how we're going to start couching things? I don't think I've been to Big Lou's since the pandemic.
I don't know that I've ever been to Big Lou's.
No, I've had Big Lou's at the radio station. We went and got some, or the station went and got some. So I've eaten at Big Lou's, or I've had Big Lou's pizza.
Okay.
But I haven't been down there in a long time. But everybody wants that giant pizza, which is fantastic. But the pizza rolls at Big Lou's are incredible.
Good, huh?
Yeah, they're homemade.
Right.
Yeah, the way they do them.
Never been to Big Lou's.
Yeah.
Now, where is Big Lou's?
It's kind of south side. I don't know.
Okay.
Is it off of South WW White? Is it over in that area? Rigsby? Yeah, somewhere over there,
All right.
southeast side.
Well, we'll have to make a road trip then one day.
We will.
All right.
We can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
Big Blues is good. That's good pizza. When they tried to do barbecue, but the pizza, fantastic.
Well, I'm glad Pledge is going to have a happy birthday, play Pin the Tail on the Donkey, and, blow out his birthday candles. That's good for him, and so I hope he enjoys that. Chuck E. Cheese will sing to you if you want him to.
Yeah, they will.
They will, yeah.
The one thing about Chuck E. Cheese that always bothered me, it's a pizza joint. And look, I did, I think, 3 birthday parties for Erica at Chuck E. Cheese. At least they serve beer.
They do.
But I could never understand, if you're a restaurant, why your mascot would be a rat.
Well, because rats like cheese. So it's Chuck E. Cheese, a lot of cheese on the pizza.
The last thing I ever want to see in a restaurant is a rat.
Dude, I got it. I think it's brilliant. It's a rat. He likes cheese. It's like, I like cheese. You like cheese?
Of course.
Okay.
But I don't like rats.
Well, I don't like rats either, but he's an adorable rat.
He's not an adorable rat.
He's a cute rat.
Is there such a thing?
Well, Chuck E. Cheese is a cute rat.
I mean, a rat with a snap neck and a trap is a beautiful sight.
I don't like seeing that either.
If that's the only rat you have to see, do you realize you got him and he doesn't have friends? You're good.
Well, typically a rat, because they like to get around and have a lot of babies. So if you're seeing one,
there's more.
There's probably more.
Which is why they need to be in a trap.
Yeah.
Because that prevents that.
Well, I like getting somebody out there that would do that. Yeah. You live in a place in college, honestly, on a golf course. And we had rats the size of freaking dogs. That's an adorable rat.
Look at that. Is not adorable.
It's adorable with the little teeth there. And
no, man, that looks like a rat on drugs.
Well,
I mean,
the eyes are a little nuts,
just pulled up a picture of the Chuck E. Cheese rat. Yeah, not a fan. When I lived in New York, though, we didn't have rats in our apartment building, but you would always see rats in the subway that were the size of cats.
Yeah,
not
huge.
Not a fan.
I'll never forget doing a live shot out front of Staples Center, which is no longer Staples Center. It's Crypto, whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd see the rats crossing the street as you're doing live shots. I mean, big rats, even in L.A. there.
Now, there's apparently competition pledge. Texas Drew on Twitter says Peter Piper's is better beer, better pizza, better mascot because it's a dinosaur called Rocky.
So Pledge, you might want to change your plans, buddy.
I didn't know that Peter Piper has even had a mascot.
Why didn't Peter Piper doesn't sound like a dinosaur?
Well, because you realize a mascot for Peter or Piper probably doesn't go over well with kids.
Now, see,
I'm just saying. I mean, that's kind of creepy. It's kind of like Rowdy. The Cowboys mascot has to be the creepiest mascot out there.
Creepy as hell. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I think
he could never go anywhere in a white van.
Remember that old thing where the guy starts playing the pipes and the rats follow him out of town? Isn't that who Peter Piper is?
Sure.
So there's rats involved in both.
Yeah, but one's got a dinosaur mascot. I'm just saying.
How does that figure with Peter Piper? That makes no sense.
How does a coyote figure the Spurs?
It's a good point.
I mean, how does Rowdy figure in with the Cowboys?
I have no clue how.
What the hell is
Rowdy?
the Philly Fanatic?
Well, I get the Philly Fanatic.
But what is it? I'm just saying, mascots don't always have to match.
I guess not.
And if your mascot's a rat and you're a restaurant, and you, generally speaking, in fact, they give you a health report that says no rats, check. Right? I mean, nobody wants rats in their restaurant.
I still get the rat with the cheese on the pizza.
I understand.
That makes more sense than a dinosaur Peter Piper
but
pizza.
They don't have to make sense.
It does to me.
I mean, if the San Antonio Sports Star came in and decided we needed a mascot for whatever god-awful reason.
I thought Rob Thompson was a mascot. Is he not?
Only on Sundays. But honestly, our mascot could be anything, right?
Yeah, but you would think it would kind of match.
But it doesn't have to match. I don't know.
It doesn't have to, but I would like for it to. And Chuck E. Cheese makes more sense to me than a dinosaur Peter Piper.
Well, I mean, but again, Mascots are what they are. I mean, look at the Jayhawks tonight against the Tar Heels.
What the hell's a Jayhawk?
You got a
anyway?
big bird with a stupid beak against a ram.
Is a Jayhawk a real thing?
Somebody that went to Kansas, tweet at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. I don't believe it is. I think it's a made-up bird. But I could be wrong on that. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. I just look at their mascot and think, that's one of the dumbest mascots.
Well, the Tar Heel is a real thing. I heard that story once before. There's like something happening with the Tar Heel.
But is it a ram? Or is it a foot with a...
It's a foot with tar on it.
But I mean, you look at, the shirt looks like, it's a guy with a foot that stepped on a tack and he's got a little owie on the bottom of his foot. Or you've got a ram.
Right.
Mascots don't always have to make sense.
Well, I would prefer that they did, and Chuck E. Cheese makes more sense than anybody.
All your years at Ken's TV.
Yes.
And by the way, because I worked at Ken's Radio back in the day.
You did.
Ken's TV.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours that stopped by the Roo Pub to say hello and have a drink.
Absolutely.
Which was cool. It's always
Very
good
nice,
seeing
yes.
people, and he was complimentary of the show, which we appreciate.
Yes.
But the Ken's TV mascot when he played basketball is the Tube Trotters.
Well, we had Kenny the Bear, too.
Oh, you had Kenny the Bear?
Yes.
Who the
You
hell
don't
is
remember
Kenny the Bear?
the Bear?
I don't remember Kenny the Bear. What the hell is a Kenny the Bear?
It makes perfect sense. Kenny the Bear. It makes sense.
For what? Bear County?
No, Kenny.
What is Kenny the Bear?
It's a bear. His name is Ken.
Well, why a bear, though? Why not Ken's the lion?
Because he was adorable.
Well, but I mean, a lion
kind of like
could
the
be,
rat at Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, the king of the jungle would be a lion, right? So if I'm a TV station, I want my mascot to be the lion because I'd be the king of the ratings.
What other? Well, we weren't that, so maybe that's why.
Well, no, when Kenny the Bear was around, with Chris Maru, Dan Cook, Albert Flores, I mean, you guys dominated for
at
50
one time.
years.
That's a very good point. But it was still Kenny the Bear then.
So KSAT's got the lion mascot?
Nobody else has a mascot. Ken's was the only one that I'm aware of.
Well, I mean, because KSAT will just send out Spreester or Steve Brown.
Is Steve Brown still over there?
No, I don't
He's
think
gone.
so.
I think
So
he's
it's just
retired,
Spreester now?
Just Spreester now.
In a smoking jacket?
Yeah. Well, and you got Simmons over there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's always working. He's working on something.
Always.
Something.
Right?
Yes.
I love Simmons. You see him on a Saturday night. I say, hey, you working tonight? No.
But he'll be
He's
in
still
a
got
tie.
his tie down. Oh, my.
Blackbird 76 says Kenny the Bear dances at Club Heat on Thursdays.
I bet he does.
Is that why you take so many Thursday nights off?
Perhaps. I don't know, but I know Kenny the Bear. It was just one of those cute.
I think the Bear was probably for Bear County.
Could be. It wasn't spelled like BEXAR, though.
But
Ken Bear.
I could see
Ken's
Alan
Bear.
Lansing over there doing that.
So it makes sense.
Yes.
That's a mascot that makes sense. Chuck E. Cheese, the rat, makes sense.
It doesn't.
It makes perfect sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Peter Piper, a dinosaur, makes absolutely zero sense.
You want a mascot for your kids. Barney is a dinosaur.
Well, he doesn't represent a restaurant.
No, but again, a kid see a dinosaur, they want a picture with it. They see a rat, they want to club it over the head.
My kids used to love the rat at Chuck E. Cheese.
It's understandable.
Your kid didn't?
Not really. My
Yes,
kid,
you did.
No, my kid's afraid of mascots.
And then they had the dancing, the guys that would come to life, and they'd sing that song for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? See, Nick knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's got little kids.
It was like,
he's going on Saturday.
Well, every 15 minutes, right?
Oh,
so
God.
you're going to Pledge's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
That's
Nice.
why they sell. That's why they sell beer.
Maybe you need to relive a Chuck E. Cheese visit.
I'm good. My kid's 23. Until I'm forced to go with a grandkid, which probably is more than a decade away, I'm good.
You hope it's.
I hope.
Although 33 is a little old. Not that that's too old, but I'm just saying. That probably happened before that. I hate to break that to you.
Well, I mean, how many grandkids do you have?
I have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get ready, Pat.
Well, until she can pay her own rent, she can't have kids. That's all I'm saying. So on Twitter at PA Payne Penn something, he's going to pick for tonight whoever Joe doesn't pick. He says on Twitter, my bracket was looking good with Villanova winning the whole thing. Then Joe Reinagle picked them in his second chance bracket, and I knew I was done. Who you taking tonight?
Well, it's because the guy got hurt, okay? I mean, seriously, that's the reason. Villanova would have won that game if had they been at full strength. I'm convinced of it. You know, I said in our video earlier, I said North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
My head tells me Kansas.
Okay.
I'd rather North Carolina win it. I don't particularly like either team. So.
Are you making a pick? Or are we going to put it off for another segment?
I think we'll put it off for another segment.
We'll put it off for another second. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix. Sadly, no, Jayhawks are not real birds, despite the fact that they would be awesome birds if they weren't mythological creatures. The Kansas Athletics official website clears up the history behind the term Jayhawk and what that truly means. Of course, he didn't send a link on that. I'm not doing homework because I don't give a damn to really go find out truly what it means. If somebody was going to do the homework for me, I'd be good.
Now, see, who designed that thing and said this is a Jayhawk?
I'm sure some art firm out there
some
paid
dude that
a
was
whole lot of money to come up with a mascot, and they picked it.
No, that's a couple of guys sitting around at a fraternity house, drunk and stoned, and said, hey, look at that bird.
No, I mean, you know, people spend like Sam Houston State, where my daughter just graduated from for her undergrad. They went through a whole rebranding, and when they rolled it out, everybody was like, "You did what?" And they said they hired this firm that took 8 months coming up with the design, many different versions of the design before they finally picked the one, which looked like a first-year art student could have come up with.
Yeah.
Yet that company got paid a boatload of money to do that.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. You get four guys together in a frat house, supply them with all the beer and weed they want, and you're going to get the best design you've ever seen. And that's all you got to spend. So you're spending what, $30, $50?
All the beer for college kids?
All the beer and the weed.
And all the weed?
That's it.
You know, what year did you graduate from Southwest Texas? Prices have increased since those days, my friend. Either way, whether you want the Jayhawks or the Tar Heels to win tonight, you want to win yourself by watching the game here at the Roo Pub. 281 and Redland Road. Come out here. The food is fantastic, and there is no better place to watch games than the Roo Pub. 281 and Redland Road. 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and the food here is fantastic. For lunch, I had the wings and onion rings. For dinner, I'm probably going to go with the fried shrimp, maybe a chopped salad, maybe not a chopped salad. Brian Engel will have a chopped salad. They got 15 different burgers on the menu. Nick's having a chicken sandwich as we speak. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So if you're out, you don't want to meal through a drive-through window, come into the Roo Pub and eat well. And of course, the Roo Pub has all the beers you want, full bar. Game Room has the best darts area in town. They have indoor cornhole and happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Happy hour here for another 8 minutes. So great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The most up-to-date tournament scores and news. We've got it for you, because we all get the madness in March. Listen for the latest. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Are you looking for a lighter meal option that doesn't skimp on flavor? If you are, get to Twin Peaks to grab our beer-battered fish and chips, featuring beer-battered haddock, house-made tartar, and malt vinegar for dipping and French fries on the side. Plus, on Fridays through the month of March, Twin Peaks can bring you fish and chips in a 22-ounce Miller Lite or a 22-ounce Coors Light and bundle it together for only $10. Visit one of our 3 San Antonio area locations today. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug. Don't you just love the smell of old books? Shh, This is a library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need. I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction. He really does devour literature. Please leave. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Honda is calling all explorers to check out the Pioneer 1000 side-by-side lineup. Each model sports a best-in-class 999cc engine, Honda's exclusive automatic dual-clutch transmission, plus a massive towing capacity, stellar handling, and legendary build quality. Start your adventure at pioneer.honda.com and discover which model is right for you. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear protection, always wear a seatbelt, and keep side nets and doors closed. Side-by-sides are for drivers 16 years of age and older.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your cat.
Take a nap, meow till I get food, walk away from food, move to couch, see human, give cold shoulder. Take a nap, meow till I get
Your
food.
pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Move to couch, aggressively clean myself. Take a nap, meow till I get food.
Get coverage for your pets with anti-auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready, boxing fans. King Rai is here. Coming April 9th, live at the Alamo Dome, Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions presents the return of the undefeated King Rai, Ryan Garcia. He's a perfect 21-0 with thunder in both hands and 18 big knockouts. But a rugged Emmanuel Tuggo with 32 wins stands in his way. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. April 9th, the Alamo Dome. King Rai is here.
The NCAA tournament started with 68 teams.
You can feel the madness!
After a handful of upsets and some buzzer beaters, we've landed here. The Final Four in the Big Easy and the National Championship game happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's Rob Thompson. Join Rudy J and I tomorrow morning from 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Online, if you're listening online, sasportstar.com. You can do that. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. At the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. National Championship game tonight. Last night, I actually watched part of the Grammys.
You did?
I wanted to see what they were going to do for Taylor Hawkins. They kept saying they were going to do a great tribute to him, and they did. But like all the rock awards, apparently didn't make the broadcast. But Foo Fighters did win all three of the categories they were nominated for, although scheduled to play at the Grammys, they did not. Although, I got to say, thought it was a good show. The Lil Nas X, Jack Harlow deal, I thought they killed that. Lots of the stuff. Nobody got slapped.
Well, that's too bad.
Kind of hoping.
That's too bad.
I mean, that's why you tune in now. Who's going to slap who?
No, it's not, and it's horrible. And I'm more upset with Will Smith now than I was last Monday. By the way,
time out.
Okay.
If you own a lawn service company, send me a direct message because Joe Reinagle's what's turning out to be the daily Get Off My Lawn segment needs a sponsor. Send me a DM at Jason Minix. All right, go ahead with your Get Off My Lawn.
Well, look, I watched. Maggie and I watched King Richard last night. Okay, and it's all about the Williams sisters and their father, who was played by Will Smith, who he won Best Actor Award for. And the movie was brilliant. The movie was fantastic, and Will Smith was fantastic in it.
Okay.
And I learned a lot about the Williams sisters, and I think it was an amazing story, an amazing ride as to how they got to where they were. But the fact that Will Smith played his selfish little slap with Chris Rock and ruined that night for the Williams family just pisses me off.
So you're more mad today?
I'm more mad today after watching that movie because I'm watching that movie going, this was fantastic. It was over. I said, man, this is great. I had no idea some of this happened for Venus and Serena Williams. I said, this is outstanding. What a great dad. I mean, he wasn't the perfect dad. He made some mistakes. But, I mean, overall, if it weren't for Richard Williams, I'm not sure that we have Venus and Serena.
Well,
and that would be cheating all of us.
Without him, they would not exist.
Well, that's not what I mean.
Oh, okay, just say it.
They would have been born, but I'm not sure that their tennis career would have been what it has been without Richard Williams.
What bothers me about the whole slap thing is nobody's talking about the movies.
Right.
And a lot of times after the awards, I'll go watch the movies that I've heard so much about. Rarely do I see the movies leading up to. The Academy Awards have kind of become that because, I'm not a moviegoer in general and, but I want to watch good movies. So after the awards, you start reading and hearing about and seeing clips on all these movies that won. And we didn't see that. Instead, it's Will Smith. He's resigned from the Academy. I don't know how significant that is. He can't vote now. All right, cool. And Kevin Hart is on tour, and he's even added a second show in San Antonio. He was already scheduled to play one day here, but his popularity has jumped up so much, he's added a second show in San Antonio.
Well, and Chris Rock probably
is going to do the same
thing.
Because so many of these comedians now are taking advantage of the idea of stand-up comedy. You're seeing all kinds of comedians that are all of a sudden on tour and adding dates because there's a renewed interest in going to watch live shows.
I'm happy about that. I really am happy about that. And people need to get a little thicker skin when it comes to going. If you're going to go see a comedian, guess what? He might insult you. Okay, so if you don't want to be insulted, don't go see a comedian. I'm sick of this stuff. And I remember Chris Rock saying he didn't want to do college campuses anymore because they're just big babies now.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that he said insulted them. And so there's my get off the lawn segment. But see King Richard, despite Will Smith, he's excellent in the movie. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I think he's a fantastic actor. But what he did to Chris Rock just ruined that movie, and the Williams family deserves better.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Gonna take a deep breath?
I'll take a deep breath.
Calm down.
Let me tell you, can I tell you about a family that really deserves some credit?
Yes.
Stevens Roofing.
Yes.
The folks over there, great family. In fact, Stevens Roofing is a family-owned company. They've been here for a long time. They're going to be here for a long time. They're a local company. Not some fly-by-night company that you have a hailstorm or something happens. They come in, they take your money, do a shoddy job, and then leave town. Well, that's not Stevens Roofing. They are firmly planted in the city of San Antonio. In fact, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. They can do whatever you need them to do. You got a commercial project, they can handle that. Residential project, they can handle that. Metal composition, they're going to give you a free estimate so you can kind of know what the job is going to cost before they get started. If you need it financed, they can do that for you. They can help you with that. And if you've got an insurance claim, they will work with your insurance company. And I love Stevens Roofing for that because who wants to deal with the insurance company? Let them do it for you. They're going to do the work, then they're going to guarantee that work in writing, and they will stand behind their work. They're going to make sure you're happy. So here's the number to call, 210-785-0994, or you can get them at stevensroofing.net. But just don't forget, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer.
Baseball is back.
Finally, let's play ball.
Get back on the field.
Well, first they've got to stretch and play catch for a little bit. But eventually there will be baseball.
162 games full season.
And we'll have ongoing Rangers coverage of spring training and the entire season. Just be prepared to hear the term soft tissue injury.
A soft tissue injury.
Soft tissue type injury.
A lot of soft tissue injury. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
What a perfect promo leading into injuries, because, they do happen. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries, and he has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There's no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. You can schedule an appointment by calling 210-804-5490, 804-5490, or go online at tsaog.com.
Hi, it's Rudy J. I'm here with my lawyer, Jason Thompson.
owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, as I'm riding around the city, I notice your nice billboards. They look good, but
I have a couple out there trying to keep up with the competition, I
they
guess.
look good. Now, I get in a car accident. Am I going to be talking to you? I don't want to talk to some guy that works for you. I want to talk to the guy that's on the billboard.
No, I know. And you know that you talk to me, but and you have, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've represented you for a long time. But that relationship that you and I have is the relationship I have with a lot of my clients. And I think you're recognizing something that I don't know if everybody knows, that the face on the billboard for that firm might not be the lawyer that you actually get to talk to. Right. That's not true with me, as you know.
Right.
If you call 900-0400, my office number, and you have a question about your case, you're going to talk to me. I'm the lawyer on the billboard, but I'm the lawyer that will handle your case.
Call 210-900-0400, 210-900-0400, or a lawyerforus.com.
Thank you, Rudy.
Circle up, team. We've got status.
Evelyn's marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
Okay, so this week is a biggie. We've got the pitch and 3 client meetings.
She needs another analyst before her team's free time plummets.
Who's running the competitive analysis on fruit snacks?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his 4th. But you know what they say, 4th time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Taste of the Northside is back and at a new location. Join us Thursday, April 7th from 6:30 to 11:30 at the Dominion Country Club, hosted by Brighton Center and presented by HEB. This Fiesta event for foodies is one inclusive ticket price that includes parking, entry, live entertainment, and unlimited food tastings for $125. Purchase tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, providing an educational and developmental foundation for children with disabilities and delays.
Live, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. If you're listening online, sasportstar.com. You're not around the radio, just go to sasportstar.com. The right-hand corner says listen live. Just click that button and you can do that. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter at Joe Reinagel210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix or come have a beer with us. We're at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road as we get you ready for the national championship game. In fact, the coverage from Westwood One Radio will get underway at 6:30, so it's kind of an early release day for us. We get the beer a little bit sooner.
Well, that's fortunate for us, I guess.
Yes.
Huh? Not bad. So
yes.
Looking forward to the game, Jason. It's not as exciting as the Duke North Carolina matchup, but excited for the fact that it is a championship game, and we're going to crown a new college champion after tonight. So that's exciting in its own right.
It is, and I think I was here Saturday night for the Duke North Carolina game. And it was incredible. In fact, I wrote about it at sasportstar.com. Go read that. Because being here, generally big games, a lot of times I want to be at home alone, right? I want to watch, take in everything. But I don't have a dog in the fight.
No.
And it's kind of that game that I felt like would be the kind of game that you're going to remember 40, 50 years from now. It's Duke North Carolina. Their history goes back 102 years, and they've never met in the tournament, let alone the Final Four.
Right.
North Carolina's got the ultimate bragging rights, and the game lived up to all the hype. And that doesn't always happen. I know on Friday, you thought Duke would run away and win by double digits.
I did.
It was a single possession, 2-possession game most of the way. It wasn't until the final minutes. And being here at the Roo Pub, packed place, mainly North Carolina fans, so many of them were standing and pacing, especially late in that game, because quite honestly, up until about a minute to go, it was anybody's game.
I'm going to tell you, it was a fantastic game to watch. It really was. I watched a lot of that game earlier, too. I might have been the only one that did, but a lot of the Villanova game.
Oh, was there a game earlier?
With Kansas, yeah, I watched that, too. And so, you figure two rivals like that are going to play each other tooth and nail, and it's going to come down to the wire. However, I thought since the fact that North Carolina beat them earlier, I thought that the Duke players would not let that happen again to their head coach. And it's not that they let them do that. Don't get me wrong. North Carolina earned that victory without a doubt. But I really thought Duke would handle them, and they obviously did not.
They did not. The abrupt end to Coach K's career, and that's what you get in a tournament situation. I appreciated the way Coach K tried to not make it about him, and I appreciated the television coverage of not making it all about Coach K. I thought North Carolina got the proper amount of coverage for winning a game like that and advancing to the national championship game, while also recognizing that was it for Coach K in his legendary career. And so the producers, the broadcasters, those that are directing everything with that TV production, they handled two major stories going on simultaneously extremely well. I thought the coverage was fantastic. And the way Coach K handled postgame, trying not to make it about him, but on this team, this year's team and his players, even though the story really was, this is it for Coach K.
It's not about me, right? Especially right now. As a coach, I'm just concerned about these guys. I mean, I see, they're already crying on the court, and I mean, that's the only thing you can think about. And then going into the locker room, I've said my entire career, or when I knew what the hell I was doing, that I wanted my seasons to end where my team was either crying tears of joy or tears of sorrow, because then you knew that they gave everything. And I had a locker room filled with guys who were crying. And it's a beautiful sight. It's not the sight that I would want. I'd want the other. But it's a side that I really respect and makes me understand just how good this group was.
And what a great perspective. All the years of watching and covering sports, I've never heard a coach talk about the tears at the end of the season quite like that. And you're crying not because the pain that's over, but because of what you put into it, and now it's over.
It's quite a journey, and it ends. It's like you run into a wall, and it's over, and the finality of that, it hurts. It has to hurt. And you see high school players doing that all the time. And the football teams, basketball teams in the tournaments and the playoffs, when that game comes to an end, I mean, you just realize, guess what? My season is over, especially if you're a senior. And that's your last game in that Duke uniform, and your life goes on, either to the NBA now or to a real job in the world. So, the finality has got to hit you like a ton of bricks. It really does.
It does. And now you've got a national championship game tonight between Kansas and North Carolina that you hope can live up to what you would expect out of a national championship game. But it's hard to match everything that went in to the appetizer on Saturday night as you get ready for this main course of the national championship game. I'm curious, the interest level, especially here in San Antonio. You got Fiesta tonight. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands, are going to be at a river parade.
Right, correct.
I'll be near a television. But again, unless you're Kansas or North Carolina, the casual fan interest, I think, was there because I think most recognized the historical magnitude of North Carolina Duke. For Kansas, no offense to the Jayhawks listening, this is a team that's just been steady all season, but I don't think many expected them to be here. Yet here they are. Can North Carolina, with a first-year head coach, get his team emotionally ready for tonight after the emotional drain that they had Saturday.
That is going to be interesting to see. And I want to know the last time, and I can't, and I'd have to research it, a 1 played an 8 for a national championship. I'm not sure when the last time that happened, if it's ever happened. But, that in itself is interesting. But the beauty of college basketball these days is there is a lot of parity. And I know people hate that word, but a 1 seed versus a 5 seed, I'm not really sure anymore that there's that big a difference involved when it comes to that. And so you're seeing an 8 seed in North Carolina who really has just hit their stride over the last part of this season.
Yep.
And nobody expected them really to get out of the tournament. And I'm talking about their conference tournament, much less be in the national championship game. And I'd like to know the person, if there is one, who has North Carolina winning that crown and picked that before the NCAA tournament began.
Because, I've got them winning it all in my
Yeah, but
bracket.
that's your mulligan.
Yeah, well, that is my mulligan, but a lot of people, including you, thought I was nuts.
I did.
For putting North Carolina in there.
I absolutely
but
did.
They've been the best team I've seen in a long time. Time to call your shot on who you think's going to cut down the nets tonight. You can call your shot with us on Twitter. Tweet at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Donegan says, I'm picking whoever Joe doesn't
Yes.
pick, which is pretty smart. Let's see. On Twitter, Nelson to win 2332 says UNC. Quincy Garner is taking Kansas and tells us the Jayhawk is mythical. Jayhawk, the term stealing slaves from Missouri and bringing them to Kansas. He was class of 2000, says Rock Chalk. So he's taking Kansas. Who are you taking?
Wow, I almost hate to pick because I'm going to make about half of our audience upset.
You do that regardless.
Well, here's the deal. I have not given North Carolina their respect, and they have made me pay. They have. I didn't have them getting out of the first round, much less being all the way here to the championship game. So I have not given them their respect. They have made me pay. They've spanked me, basically, and they've just keep winning and just ruining my picks and my bracket. So having said that, I want my natural tendency, Jason, is to say I'm going to go North Carolina tonight.
So now you're going North Carolina.
Hold on. I'm not done.
Son of a...
But my head is saying Kansas. But I have no faith and no trust in the Kansas Jayhawks. None whatsoever. They beat a banged-up Villanova squad to get here. So here's what I'm going to do.
Who did you pick?
I haven't yet.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, dude.
I'm just telling you, this is tough. Kansas is favored by 4 points, by the way.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, Tar Heels. I'm picking North Carolina.
So
I want the Cinderella to live. North Carolina wins tonight.
So while I have North Carolina winning in my rebracket, and I want North Carolina to win, the smart money with Joe Reinagle's kiss of death, that's worthy of 2 points in Vegas, by the way. The Caesars guy just texted me.
So it went up to 6, huh?
I just think Kansas is the better basketball team, emotionally ready. They're deeper. I think Kansas, as much as I hate to say it with a little throw up in my mouth, I'm picking the Jayhawks to win, but I do want North Carolina to win this game.
Well, I hope they do. Like I said, I've got no dog in the fight, so it doesn't really matter to me who wins this game. However, now I would like.
It does matter. Are we going to make a bet on this then? I mean, you want it to matter? Put a little something down.
We can put whatever you want down. I don't care. I'm not afraid.
I mean, you better do it before your wife shows up, because she'll take your phone away.
I'll buy you a drink at Taste of the North Side. How about that?
Whoa! Oh, that's so generous of you, with an all-inclusive ticket.
No, I'm perfect. I'm perfectly okay.
This guy
for some sort of a little friendly wager on tonight's outcome. I like North Carolina. Hubert Davis has done a fantastic job. Those guys are playing great. You're right about the emotional state of North Carolina. Can they get fired back up?
Yep.
But I think they can, just for the fact that they're the underdog. Again, nobody's giving them a chance to win tonight except me. I'm the only one.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean,
I'm the only one.
There's a whole lot of North Carolina fans that are going to be mad at Joe Reinagel. And it's interesting because a group have just walked in wearing their Jayhawk gear. You got a guy in his North Carolina jersey over there in his Michael Jordan jersey. Maybe this bar tonight, the Roo Pub, is going to be a little bit more 50-50 with Kansas fans and North Carolina fans, because on Saturday, it was probably 80-20 North Carolina.
Wow.
And then you had other people like Joanna and myself that we were just kind of cheering for both teams. Just good
game,
play after good play. And, one of the rare times that I'm like, my wife said, I'm rooting for them, and she's cheering on this wrong team. I'm like, yeah, but it was a good play. I don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can get away with it. And, I don't want to use the term unfortunate, but I think it is the appropriate term. Unfortunately, nobody's going to remember who wins tonight because of what you had on Saturday night. We'll all remember that Duke North Carolina game and that North Carolina win, because that was a game that lived up to the hype. And again, I wrote about that today at sasportstar.com. Go read that, please. We get graded on it. But also, the national champion, in a lot of ways, and shame on us, we have not talked about what Don Staley and South Carolina did on the women's side.
True.
Right?
True.
Because the way they stagger the brackets, the story quickly goes from, yes, they won, to we've got a national championship game tonight. I think the men's champion tonight is going to get less coverage tomorrow and in the coming days because Tiger Woods is likely to play in the Masters. And
that would happen no matter who. If you had UNC and Duke tonight, you would have Tiger Woods dominating the headlines by Wednesday.
But I think Tuesday we would be talking about that Duke North Carolina game. And we spent more time talking about a game on Saturday than the game coming up tonight because that game was so damn good. But with Tiger potentially coming back, technically a game time decision, according to sources named Tiger Woods on Twitter, right? But even the Masters tweeted out a video of Tiger Woods, welcome back.
Yeah.
I mean, the expectation is this guy is going to play. None of us know Tiger. All of us feel like we know Tiger, which makes our opinions on this all relevant, no matter what you think.
Absolutely.
Because I've had conversations with people that have gone from, it's a publicity stunt and he's going to embarrass himself, or my view, there's no way Tiger is doing anything to embarrass himself. If he didn't think he could go 4 rounds and play competitive golf, he wouldn't put himself in position to look like a buffoon. John Daly would. Tiger Woods would not.
I just wish Tiger was picking a golf course that was a little friendlier than Augusta National, because Tiger knows damn good and well how hard that golf course is. And that leads right into what you're saying, Jason. I think if he didn't think he could make a good showing on that golf course, he wouldn't do it. Look, I'm thrilled. I think it is a comeback story for the ages, quite frankly.
It's Alex Smith level.
I'm telling you, this is like, a lot of people were saying Tiger's done. There's no way he comes back from this injury. But guess what? Just a little over a year, we're talking about Tiger Woods playing competitive golf on the toughest golf course on the planet.
Is Tiger remarried?
I don't think he's remarried.
He got a girlfriend?
I think he's got a girlfriend. I don't think he's remarried.
Here's the thing, and he's choosing this course because he knows the significance of it.
It's the Super Bowl of golf.
And he knows every inch of Augusta National like he does his girlfriend's body, right? I mean, and so he knows that he could go there and be competitive.
He may know Augusta National a little better than his girlfriend's body.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Maybe his girlfriend's. His ex-wife, he knows that. You get the analogy, right?
Yes.
He knows every part of that golf course. He knows what shots he needs to hit. He knows what club. If there is a course that he is ultra familiar with for him to make a comeback, it's this one. And, he's Tiger, but he knows he can show up and play. He doesn't have to qualify, right?
True.
And up until his tee time on Thursday, he'll make his decision. But by all accounts, I don't think Tiger tweets game time decision unless he's committed to playing. I don't think the Masters puts on social media, welcome back, Tiger. if they're not pretty damn sure, like 99.9% sure he's playing. I don't see Tiger getting this kind of hype to say, yeah, you know what, I'm not quite ready. And I don't think Tiger is going to commit to playing if he doesn't think, one, he can make the cut. I mean, he's not going out there to shoot 88. And he's there for 4 days, not just the weekend, because otherwise he could show up for the Champions Dinner, do the ceremonial tee-off with all the old guys, and go to the club. But he's not doing that. I don't think he lets it get to this point unless he knows he can play 4 rounds of competitive golf. Will it be the standard that we're expecting from Tiger? Is he going to be 10 under? No. But is he ready to play and compete? Yes.
Well, we'll see, because, again, we're going to find out. And I think you're right. Of all the things you just said, Tiger is not going to put himself in a situation where he's going to go out and embarrass himself. However, if there was a golf course, and Tiger knows this well, that can embarrass you no matter how you're playing, it's Augusta National. It can embarrass you, even if you are 100% healthy and have been playing golf forever and not taking any time off. Tiger has not played a competitive golf tournament in over 13 months.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be a challenge. If anybody thinks, and maybe that's what Tiger wants, is that challenge, but anybody sitting out there saying, oh, Tiger Woods is back, he's going to win this thing, hang on. I'm not saying he can't, but I'm just saying this is the Super Bowl of golf. It is one of the toughest golf courses on the planet. Not only does he have to play it, he's got to walk it. And that's another challenge in his situation. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I, for one, will have a front row seat watching that thing because I want to see it happen.
It becomes must-see television, and it's going to dominate the headlines, the television coverage. So you've got a national champion that's going to get crowned tonight. And probably nobody will get more TV time tonight than Roy Williams. But you look at tonight's game, I don't know that it has the same excitement level that most national championship games do. And then because of the Tiger story and the potential comeback, I think it's going to be second or third on the lead story after about the noon Sports Center tomorrow.
Here's a prop bet for you.
All right.
All right. How many times during one shining moment will we see Krzyzewski and his wife?
And his wife?
Walking somewhere.
Once.
Just one time?
Just one time with him and his wife.
How many times do we see Coach K?
3.
Oh, that's your over and under. So you're going to say what?
There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to say Coach K by himself 3, with the wife at least once.
I'm going over.
National championship coverage from Westwood 1 coming up next. We're hanging out at the Roo Pub. Come have a beer with us and watch the games here at Roo Pub, 281 in Redland.
Carrie, can you make sure it is cleaned up?
Restaurant Week has Sanjay's tables jam-packed.
Somebody please refill the...
He needs more servers to keep these new customers coming